Guess who it is? It's me. It's Josh. I'm here in editing, like always. What do you think I'm gonna tell you? I'll tell you. Okay, I'm telling you, we got some bonus content at the end of this episode, and it's quite a bit, so stay tuned. We got some extra stuff for you. And in the meantime, enjoy this episode on Roger Waters' Is This the Life We Really Want? And being John Malkovich. Enjoy! Hello, everybody. Welcome to One for the Other. Welcome back. It's good to have you. This is a podcast, and it's a podcast about movies, music. We're going to talk about a movie. We're going to talk about a music. Who is going to do that? Who is we?
Me.
We is two people. Me is Josh. Who is other we?
We is Lane.
And together, we are the worst people you could have ever met. So,
Yes.
This week, we are going to talk about the first one. Okay, great start to the podcast.
You need more practice at this.
I'm really glad that I decided to hijack the intro there and just started going before either of us decided I was going to do that. I chose the album this week. The album is the 2017 release. I've been saying 2016 this whole time, so that's embarrassing. Is This the Life We Really Want? By Roger Waters, of course, formerly of Pink Floyd fame. This was his solo album that came out just 3 years ago. And yeah, Lane, what were your thoughts?
Okay. I need to preface this by saying okay. Well, see, that's not true either. Because I was about to say I don't really like Roger Waters, but I love Roger Waters because Animals is one of my favorite records of all time, and he wrote that entire record.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when Roger Waters has complete artistic control of a record. He's a great lyric smith man. He's a great bassist. He's a good poet even, and he has like a, not my favorite voice of all time, but he has a serviceable voice for what he's trying to say. But when Roger Waters has complete creative control over a record like The Final Cut or The Wall, it seems very bland and boring to listen to. So, with that preconceived notion, I started listening to this record, and the first like 5 fucking songs on the record sound like boring Pigs on the Wing with strings in the background. And I'm like, okay, I'm falling asleep. It's boring. And I know that, see, this is the problem too, is because this is such a politically charged record with a lot of really, really good lyrics and a lot of really, really good ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not fun to listen to, and it's boring. It makes me fall asleep, man. It's the same chords he uses, it's the same format, it's the same melody, vocal patterns. It just does not stimulate my brain muscle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you said the first 5. Did you see that change in the latter half of the album?
Yeah, kind of with, what was that song called? Oh, cool. Yeah, don't even pull up the record, you fucking idiot.
Is it Bird in a Gale? Because that one's kind of a pretty different
No,
one.
what's the funky one? Smell the Roses?
Yeah, Wake Up.
Yeah, Smell the Roses. Smell the Roses was like the first time where I was like, okay, cool, this is all right. But then after repeated listenings, that was just as bland as all the other songs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this album is repetitive. I agree. So, I think that might be why I haven't listened to it so much, or why I just feel like I haven't listened to it enough. Like, I feel like I can't, just because it's like, you've listened to one song, you kind of listen to most of it. Like, even the ideas, he likes to just kind of cover everything, especially in songs like Picture That, Deja Vu, and Is This the Life, are all really about the same things. He has a lot of different things he wants to talk about, but he covers all of them in each song, which I think he should have broken up.
Yeah,
Like,
and it seems kind of superficial and surface level when he does that, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
wake up, sheeple, look at all this stuff. And it's like, you've been repeating yourself for the whole record, you know?
Yeah, because like there's some really cool things that he talks about, and I think also part of it that's surface level is you don't know what that he's talking about unless you know what he's talking about, which just
Mm-hmm.
sounds really dumb. But like, there's a line I don't remember which song because they're all the same, but every is this the life? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Every time a journalist is left to rot in jail,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean anything to anyone unless you know that he was active in a case where there was a journalist who was in Guantanamo Bay like a couple years ago, and he was like, hey, this is wrong, we should get this guy out of here. And that's a really good politically charged thing. It's great for him to sing about, but it's that one line. There's one other line referencing Guantanamo, and that's not enough to make it about that. It's not enough. I mean, that whole Is This the Life is just references to things without going in depth. You know, every time a
Yeah.
student is run over by a tank, every time someone dies reaching for their keys, these are all really important movements and things that he clearly cares about, but nothing that he's willing to sing really about. Like, the most he goes into it is stuff like The Last Refugee, which is like enigmatic, so it doesn't really, I'm not sure what that's really about, but like, if he were to devote more of some of these songs to these specific issues, I think he could have a really great, like, political record, and I think it would be awesome. I think the style he went for, part of it, I know he did it just because of his age. Like I said, I saw this when he toured it. It had only been out a couple days when I saw him, and I noticed, like, when he was performing that he just can't hold notes anymore. He can't sing for very long. Hearing it in like Bird in a Gale it's like, whoa, I didn't know he could even do that, because so much of it is these like quickly, almost like talking. And like, that's okay that he has to do that, you know, there's nothing he can really do about that.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like, I don't know, maybe he could do more with that, turn that limitation into something, make it almost like a parody of a news thing. He clearly still clings to that, like, that Pink Floyd type thing of like using clips from the radio and stuff like
sound
that.
collage kind of thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so use that. Maybe do something that's like a parody of a newscast or something like that, or like, I don't know, do some more with it. Don't just, like, I know it's a limitation, but you have to, you know, the best artists use their limitations to further their art rather than be hindered by it.
Yeah, I most definitely agree. And, you know, speaking of like the whole sound collage thing and how that's something that he would do a lot in Pink Floyd, is that there's so many points in this record where I'm just like, oh, yep, that sounds exactly like something from The Wall. Oh, yep, that sounds like something from Animals. Oh, yep, I've heard that before. It sounds like he's it's like he's been doing the same thing for 45 fucking years. And it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's not. It is broke. It don't work. It's boring, man. Change it up. It's 2017. You have so much to work with. And you're making this really, really bland singer-songwriter, acoustic guitar, piano shit. And I think that, I don't know. He probably just needs to throw in the towel.
No, yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, I forget which song it is, but the intro is just Southampton Bay. Like, I hear it, and my first instinct is like, disembarked at 45.
No, like, he literally plays the fucking Pigs on a Wing chord progression like at least 6 times in the record. Like, you hear it and you're like, okay, yep. You never care. It's like you could sing that along to what he's saying and it fucking match up perfectly.
Yeah, it's disappointing, honestly, because
that's the biggest thing.
We both enjoy Pink Floyd. I know you're more of a Gilmore Floyd, and I'm more of a Waters Floyd, but we still both enjoy it, and we both enjoy aspects from both. So to kind of see, you know, him doing this, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, and I think it's a little sad too, just because the dude's 76. Like, he's fucking old. He looks goddamn really good for 76, but
yeah,
He's getting old. I don't know if he's gonna produce anything worthwhile. You know, when I was listening to this, it kind of reminded me of the last Paul McCartney record that just came out, and it's just like listening to those two. Like you definitely hear, you know, their young selves come out a lot, but it's just not quite there just because they are so old. So that's all it comes down to.
It's even kind of like the latest Green Day record. Like it's these acts that had something really good. And I mean, I think even their record before was a decent record. So it's not necessarily like they should have quit years ago, in my opinion. But like it's this refusal to change, I think, that's killing them. Of like, well, now we're just going to do the same thing. And it's like, this is how bands fall off the wayward. I think it's why, like, some bands, like, if you look at a band like My Chemical Romance, they released 3 albums that stopped. And they're still regarded as, like, they don't have very many low points because they stop before they could hit a low point.
Mm-hmm. That's totally true.
It's like, and I mean, Floyd went on probably too long.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
Like, you know, if you're looking at their glory years, like the 70s, like, that's where it belongs. That's where that sound belongs, and I think there's space for it in the world today, as evidenced by, you know, bands like Greta Van Fleet who just take that sound and do it again today.
Yeah. But great success.
It's not, you can't just repeat it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's really just kind of what it comes down to, is like... Also, for a politically charged album, he says fags. Don't say that. You should know not to say that. Like, what the fuck, dude? Come on. You seem like you're so clued in to, like, leftist politics and everything that they would care for, even finding things that I don't normally hear about. That journalist thing I only ever heard about because of you. Why'd you say fags?
Yeah, that was a little... It's like, it's not 1979, dude. You can't just say fags like you did in The Flesh, like on the wall. And you can't do that.
Like, even then, like, that's bad, but that's a character who's a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. This is fucking Roger Waters saying it.
This is just you.
And it doesn't go along with the rhyme scheme or anything either, because it doesn't fucking rhyme. So he's just saying fags to not say homosexuals or something.
Or like just because LGBTQ plus members doesn't fit. Like,
I guess, but like, dude, don't say fags. Say gays. Say gays. That would be totally fine.
Yeah, that'd be way better.
But don't say
fags. And it's only
now we're saying fags. We can't say fags, dude.
I can.
You can. I can't.
Don't say it.
You have to bleep out every time I say it, but when you say it, just keep it in.
When I say it, I'm going to double layer the clip so it's twice as loud.
Turn up the gain like 45 decibels.
Just clip it. Yeah. Well, that's, yeah. I mean, that's all I had. Is there anything else you have for this record?
Yeah, not really. It's just it's yeah.
It's there. I mean, listen to like 1 or 2 tracks.
And okay, actually, there's one thing I want to talk about. It's almost an hour long. That's too long. It's way too long. Listen to Deja Vu. Listen to the title track. You'll get the fucking gist.
I would say give Burden a Gale a shot. It's an
that was pretty good.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's why I like most of these latter tracks I don't recognize as much because it's so hard to get there.
Yeah, usually you don't make it.
Maybe that's why that record was $35 fucking.
There might be a triple.
It's
LP.
not. It's a double.
Oh, it's a double. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's still
well, doubles are expensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's a bright side though. He's supposed to be touring. He would have been touring like right now, I think, if it weren't for all that's happening. And he didn't release an album this time. So maybe he's learned that he can just tour with the old stuff. And that that'll be better because he's not releasing subpar music too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably not wrong, man.
probably. All right. Well, do you want me to rate first, or do you?
I can rate it first. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10, just because I like the lyrical content for the most part and the message he's trying to get across, but it's the execution and the instrumentals and just the overall repetition of it just does not sit well with me.
Oh, wait, one more thing. His attacks on Trump, understandable.
Yes.
They could be better.
Yeah, they're just like Trump dumb. Trump
There's
bad.
one good one. There's one good one, and it's another example of if you don't know this, you won't get it.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as being too greedy, is a quote from his book on business.
Oh. See, you have to like you have to like read the Genius page or something to
You
know
have
what
to
the
do
fuck this dude's talking about.
Way too much research, because I think this format would be decent for like a protest song, because it's so simple.
Yeah.
If everyone knew what it was talking about.
Yeah, it's like, what? Wait,
But
what's
you
this
don't.
guy talking about?
But it's like,
Yeah.
he calls him a nincompoop.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't say that word ever.
president is an nincompoop.
Don't say fags. Don't say nincompoop.
You banned. You canceled. Roger Waters, you canceled. You're never coming back to the U.S. Get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, I am also going to give it a 5. I think pretty much we were on the same page. I don't need to say much more. So, with that out of the way, which tier do we want to put this in? Ooh, first time saying that.
Well,
I want to put this in D, honestly.
in D? Ooh. What's in D?
Just Diet Sig. But in C, we have like Currents, A Love Supreme, Life of Pablo, Best Buds, Content, Nanner. Those are all records I enjoyed more than this, I think.
You're right. I think you're right. It's not like a one-sided thing. We both were pretty... Yeah, go ahead. Because we both didn't like Diet Seek either.
Yeah. Well, that was the end of the music section.
Now it's time for the movie section, ladies and gentlemen.
Movie. So
I picked the movie last week. I almost said last year. Last week I picked the 1999 quote from Wikipedia here. 1999 American fantasy comedy film. Directed by Spike Jonze. It's Being John Malkovich. I found it on Netflix, and I've never seen it, and I heard good things. So we watched it, and I'm interested to see what Josh had to say about it.
I thought this movie was interesting, which is the least helpful word to use ever. But I thought it was kind of cool, like all the different things they were doing. I mean, like the premise is kind of like weird, but they go for this whole fantastical like vibe to the whole thing. Like, yeah, screw it, we're just gonna 7.5 floor.
Yeah, fuck it.
Like I really wrote, like, my first note is they really just said fuck it. They're like, you know what? Our main character is a puppet guy, and his wife has a bunch of crazy pets, and he works on the 7.5 floor, and then he finds a portal to go into John Malkovich's head, and they start selling that. But then his partner, falls in love with his wife, who is in John Malkovich, but only when she's in John Malkovich. And so she starts fucking him, but then he gains control of John Malkovich. But then it turns out that his boss is actually like 1,000,000 years old, and he's been jumping vessel to vessel. Like,
Congratulations, you explained the whole fucking movie. No one has to watch it anymore.
There you go.
Just listen to that.
I mean, it's cool. It's a cool idea, and it's great that they were able to produce something as weird as that and like put it out for the public.
Yeah,
like,
it was like a pretty, not massive hit, but it was a pretty good hit. It had a budget of $13 million and it made $32 million, so it's a success. I think where that mentality comes from, I watched a really interesting video on movies that came out like from 1998 to 2001, like pre 9/11. It's all of these movies like Office Space, being John Malkovich, and Fight Club. They all focus on like really mundane shit and how to make it like they basically make it fucking crazy and fantastical because nothing really terrible was going on at that time. Like we weren't at war. We were really we had a good did we have a good president? Was that HW or was that Clinton?
I don't know. I was not born to one.
I was fetus, man. I can't remember. Well, like we didn't have a terrible president. We like were doing great economically, and like there was nothing to make a movie about. So all of these like workplace fucking freak shows come out, and I think this is definitely a product of the time where it's just, you know, exactly what you said. The screenwriters and the writers and the directors, they just say, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Let's just make some stupid shit.
Let's just have some fun.
Yeah.
And then we'll be done in like 2 hours.
and I really enjoyed it. I really liked how absolutely absurd it was and how, you know, satirical it is on, you know, the workplace. And I love how John Malkovich is doing a parody of John Malkovich, but then also he does a parody of John Cusack doing a parody of John Malkovich. It's like, oh shit, this this guy is epic. Where's his Oscar, dude? No, but Malkovich is fucking great in this. John Cusack is a perfect, pathetic piece of shit. You know, I like all the characters in this and how terrible they all are.
Well, and I like the acting. Honestly, it's so strong in this movie. Like, there's not a second where you're doubting a character of like, is this who they are? Is this what they do? And like all that. Like, it's very much the acting and all that is there. I don't know how much I enjoyed how much of a dick all of the characters are.
Yeah.
It made them a little bit. It's kind of like they took the mentality to approaching like a Thrasher character, but like sophisticatized it. That's a word I made up. But they like took this character where it's like the idea is you want them dead, but made it fit their genre, and it does fit their genre. They're not like the Thrasher stereotypes or whatever that came out of the 80s. You can see that they built on that. But I think...
Do you mean slasher?
What? No. I'm talking about the skate brand.
I'm talking about thrash metal that came out in the 1980s. Iron Maiden? Megadeth? Yeah, those.
You know all those movies based off of Iron Maiden? Slasher, yes. God, it's been a long day.
Yeah. No, that's hilarious.
So I don't know. I don't know how everyone's an asshole really worked into it for me. I just kind of found myself being like, I don't like this. But the concept of it was enough to make me want to keep going. The characters like the secretary, I forgot what her name is.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like her and Dr. Lester, they were some saving graces where they were just kind of fun and they were still like kind of stupid, but still fun because they weren't like actually just being assholes to each other all the time.
And like Charlie Sheen when he shows up, like that's the funniest shit ever. Like, why is Charlie Sheen old Charlie Sheen with a comb over? That was really funny. Oh my god.
That is something everyone should see. If you don't watch this movie, just look up like the epilogue. That's something else I didn't really care for. The epilogue was too long to me.
It seemed really long-winded. I had the same idea. I was like, you know, you could have made this 10 minutes and gotten the idea across.
Yeah, just like flash forward and he's successful as a puppeteer, and I think you could end it there. I don't think continuing that whole thing of like now they go into his body, it was like it kind of wrapped up what they set up earlier, but I think if they just didn't set that up earlier, they would have been okay. It was still a kind of a minor part. Like they set it up to pay it off half an hour later.
Yeah, and it wasn't like super funny either. If they made it like really absurd and really funny, then I probably would have liked it more. But it was just kind of maybe it's you could make the argument that it's a parody on like a Where Are They Now segment in a '80s movie, but I don't know. I couldn't really get that either.
Well, I think if you just cut it after the thing of like the film he watches about himself, there's a that's a good parody of like Where Are They Now. I think if you ended it there or something, it would still be okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just that I like laughed out loud at a lot of the shit in this movie just because it's so fucking stupid. And a lot of movies don't achieve that.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I think I was like okay while watching it, but looking back on it, I'm like, that's so funny. Like I almost want to go watch it again. So that's something.
There you go. Yeah, I think that's the indicator of a fucking good movie if it makes you want to watch it again.
Yeah. I will say, small note, nitpick.
Yes.
The bird, when it was repeating stuff, which was an interesting setup and callback. I appreciated that. It doesn't really sound like a bird. Kind of sounds like someone playing something over a half-decent speaker.
A little bit. Probably is.
Like in the beginning when he's like...
a really sick, wicked bird.
Not the wake up. The wake up sounded good, but later when it's like, she's put me in a cage, it sounded a bit like it was being played through a speaker. And I almost could hear like noise or whatever that is, like that fuzz in the background that everyone hears when I speak because my gain has to be high. It's like I can almost hear that. So it was a nitpicky thing. I didn't notice it too much, and that bit I did like how they brought that back later when she's like, he's putting me in a cage, and he's like, shut up.
I did like that callback. That was good.
That was just like not even like funny, just like decent writing. I was like,
yeah,
that's cool.
Good shit, Charlie Kaufman. All right, that's about all I have to say about it.
Yeah, that's all I had. I mean, like I said, I didn't really have a lot written down for this.
Yeah, I didn't. I was just kind of trying to keep up with the movie. That's another thing that might, I don't know, deter people, is that the concept might be too fucking weird for a lot of people. But I think for people like you and me, it's perfect if you like that absurd comedy. So go watch it.
Yeah, it moves a little fast at the beginning, but it definitely slows down. So if you're feeling like, whoa, this is moving too fast, like give it a sec. Once they've established everything, I think that's also something I didn't like, is they took a little bit too long, it felt like, to establish it. Where it's like starting out on the corner and all that. I was like, this maybe could have been sped up a little. But
probably. It was all right. There's funny moments there, though.
Yeah. I mean,
like where
the guy decking him on the streets.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I love that. Oh, one specific thing I want to mention. This is straight from my notes. Monkey PTSD is the best thing put to film.
I think you're forgetting about puppet air thrusting. Close up on puppet as he thrusts the air.
Close second. Or John Malkovich with tits.
That whole sequence, that sequence was great until they said Malkovich again in the real world, and it wasn't a word anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, help. He transferred his fever dream to me.
Yeah. Oh, that was so good. Okay, let's rate this bitch.
All right. I'll start. And I'm going to give this movie 7 out of 10. I didn't necessarily enjoy it so much while I was watching, but looking back, there was a lot that I did enjoy, and it's the fact that it was weird enough and put out as like a big release with a budget like that, I think is great to see stuff like that. And, you know, like I wish we could see more of that stuff nowadays in the big screen. Because I know there's tons of people doing it. I want to see it on the big screen. I want to see a $13 million budget movie make $32 million.
What the fuck,
something
man?
like this. So don't
Put John
come for me.
Malkovich in the movie. Put John Malkovich in every movie.
Do
Come
it.
on.
He's a jewel thief, right?
That one fucking scene where he's like, I really like that movie where you played a retard. My cousin's a retard. John Malkovich is like, thank you so much. I really like that. Like, that's the example I can think of where, like, John Malkovich just plays a totally absurd portrayal of himself. It's so funny.
All right, what are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 8 out of 10. I think the only thing keeping it from a 9 or potentially a 10 is the ending.
Yeah, and I think it's just a little dated. You can kind of tell
totally.
the quality
Yeah.
of it and the fact that Charlie Sheen's in it, but like, not much you can do there. But
Yeah.
all right, well, I think it's time we put this in a tier list.
Yeah, bitch.
Where are we gonna put this? Ooh, I want to put this in one of the upper 3, but that means we have to move something probably.
So what do we have in A?
Uncut Gems, Moonlight, and Good, Bad, and Ugly.
What do we have in B?
I want to put it in B. We have Drive, Inglourious Bastards, Goodfellas, Swiss Army Man, and Meyerowitz.
Yeah, we should put this in B and move Swiss Army Man down.
What if we move Inglourious Bastards down instead?
No, because that's like a good ass movie.
Bro, I fought for that.
What if we put Meyerowitz down and C?
But I know you like that.
Yeah, I do, but I'm willing to compromise because that's what adults do.
Okay, I'm trying to respect you. Okay.
Throw respect on my name, dog.
I shall. Okay. Well, that's all for this week. So, Lane, you have the record next week. What record shall we be putting our ears to?
We're putting our ears inside of the 1980 something release from the Talking Heads. Is it 1989? Something like that. 1979. I have to look this up. It's gonna bother me.
Okay. You got me.
Not even close. 1980. The 1980 release from the new wave,
Yeah.
funk, new wave, alternative rock, post punk, avant funk. Whoa. Those are the genres that are listed on Google.
Let's not give them too much credit.
The avant funk band from the 1980s. 1980 release, Remain in Light.
Cool.
No reaction. Nothing.
Is this the one with the... Well, I know Talking Heads and I know some of their songs, but I don't know the albums. Is this the one with the...
The days go by. Yes,
it says
that
Days Go
one.
By?
Yes. It's got all the bangers on it, and it's fucking amazing.
Awesome.
I'm just picking shit that I like now.
I don't know why I haven't listened to Talking Heads. Like, I need to. So
This is a perfect introduction. Perfect.
awesome. Good. I'm glad.
What are we watching?
I'm not telling you.
All right.
You
See
just
you
gotta
guys.
figure it out.
I'm out of here. I quit.
The movie we're gonna watch actually kind of, I think, is similar with kind of how just stupid it is. I haven't seen it, so I guess I wouldn't really know, but it gives off the vibe. It's from 1988, so pretty old, but it is
Grandpa.
The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. Nailed it.
Yes.
Directed by David Zucker, and I told you before I was going to hide a little bit of trivia. The trivia is that O.J. Simpson is in this movie.
I know. I've seen this movie.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Have you seen it?
No.
Josh, where'd you go?
I said no.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay,
No.
yeah. This movie's fucking hilarious. It has Leslie Nielsen in it from Airplane.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. This is going to be a really good one.
Enjoyed Airplane.
April.
I enjoy the month of April. But yeah, a friend recommended it to me when I asked what we should watch this week during class. So I was like, yeah, I've heard good things about this movie. I've seen stuff. I remember the tech teacher in our high school had a poster for the third one, Naked Gun 33 and a third hanging up, and I always wanted to watch the movie because the poster looked funny. So I'm excited for this.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a good week next week.
Yeah. Good week. Good boys.
Good boys. Good boys. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Go follow our socials. Our social, I guess. We only got one. Follow us on Instagram at One for the Other Podcast.
.podcast.
.podcast. One for the Other .podcast. And then send us... what should they send to our email? They should send us
suggestions and send us your tier list.
Yes, your tier list. Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, send us your tier lists that you made yourself. The description has the links, which is not what I wanted to say there, but I rolled with it.
Then we can cyberbully you and take your lunch money, push you on the ground, take your biology book, throw it on the ground. And then dunk your head in the toilet and flush, thus making a swirly.
And then we'll block you.
And then we'll block you and report you.
Blocked and reported.
Blocked and reported. All right. Everyone go listen to Talking Heads record. Go watch Naked Gun. And
go rate us on Apple Podcasts. You can use ratethispodcast.com/OFTO for a quick, easy link if you're not already listening there. And keep checking there for more episodes as we continue to try to get stuff up there. It's a slow process, but doing what we can. YouTube is the best place to keep up with it. But, hey, you want to listen to an old episode on the bus or something?
Stay safe out there, kiddos. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
I am Record Man. I am Big Record Man who records good.
And I am Small Record Man because my penis is small.
Yes.
All right, cut that in post?
No, add that in post 300 times over and over to pad out the length of the episode.
Okay.
We need to hit the 10-minute mark, dude. Damn. We need to stop talking, boy.
No.
Oh, God, it's going to be really hot in here. I'm going to come.
Can you not?
I mean, it's going to make me, it's going to force it out of me.
I can't argue with that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Tails it is. No, fuck it. No. Fuck. Fucking, let me tell you something. Last week, I fucked up naming the goddamn tier lists. Because they're all myimage.png. So I fucking did two of them wrong. And had to redo them. A little bit. I realized after...
Very epic.
Yeah, it was not. Shut up! I hope they didn't actually hear that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Okay, well the dog didn't stop, so I'm not upset. More like being John Malkovich.
Gotti. What? No way. That was Cameron Diaz the whole time? What the fuck? Damn, she's cute. I love her.
Was Cameron Diaz the whole time?
She was.
Which one?
Lottie, his wife.
Oh. I recognize the name, but I thought she was the hot one.
I mean, she is the hot. They're both hot.
Maxine is way hotter.
She's got fucked up teeth.
You and your fucking teeth. What are you, Ethan?
Just saying, she's got fucked up teeth.
She doesn't. I didn't even look at her teeth. Looking at her teeth.
Well, it's like 85% of her fucking face.
Shut up. Eat my entire ass.
Fool.
Do it, come to me. Ba-da-boom. More like shit here. So wow and then wow.
The fuck?
They're gonna be fuck.
You trying to be fuck?
They're trying to be fuck. They're trying to be fuck. They bitches are fuck. Oh fuck the hell. I don't want to say it dark. That's a bit like fuck. You know we flipped a coin to choose the bedrooms when we moved in?
Really? Are
yeah,
they?
because one of them's way smaller. So we
Oh,
flipped
shit.
the coin and I won. So I get the big one. And then after 6 months we'll switch.
Oh, that's nice. There you go. That's good.
I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do that. Shit's not gonna fit.
You brought too much.
It's so small.
Is it bad?
It's mind-boggling how it's so small.
That's
like compared to this one. Like I
Yeah.
don't know why it's so much smaller. I don't know why they didn't just make mine a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And make it even. Like if they knocked out half the like locker room I have between the edge of my bed and my closet.
People be
Probably
stupid,
make
man.
it even. This building's also old as fuck, and old people are fucking stupid. I said it.
I said it. Old people should die.
I said it. Voter suppression is wrong, but old people shouldn't be able to vote.
Voter suppression is wrong, but
That
no
was a
one should vote.
conversation I had with someone. They were
Really?
like, yeah, dude, we gotta stop voter suppression. Yeah, it was like a slow night at the call center, and I was like, yeah, that sucks. And he's like, but also, I think anyone past the average, like, age that we live to shouldn't be able to vote because they won't be able to see the consequences of their vote. Like,
Oh my
you don't
god.
see that impact until 4 years later. And I was like, that is voter suppression.
That is
Can't do
quite
that.
literally voter
And
suppression.
he was just, every time he tried to argue, he would just be like, yeah, but like, sometimes people make it so black people can't vote. I said, and I go, that's also wrong. That doesn't make what you're saying
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And he just kept coming up with other examples of voter suppression. And I was like, all of it's wrong.
They can't. That's really funny, actually.
Interesting kid.
He's a good kid. Dude, this album peaked at #1 in the Scottish albums chart.
Wow.